Don't touch the dial, it's time for Grassroots, a very simple show where we concentrate on people, places and particularly horses who we love so much. Adam Olzanski standing by for the next half hour. As I make my way over to Adam Olzanski for another episode of Grassroots, hello and welcome. And we're going to concentrate on an area that you know pretty well, Adam.
Yes, the southeast of the state of Victoria, in particular the Metropolitan Fringe and Southside Racing. They're an emerging force in Victorian racing over the last 12 months, combining Cranbourne and Pakenham. And today's episode is all about stories from people at both those venues.
We're going to start off with Southside Racing, and particularly their community engagement, because they are reaching out to the local area to try and build the sport of racing.
We know how important it is to increase the understanding of and accessibility to our sport. I'm thrilled to be here at Cranbourne to learn how Southside Racing are engaging with their local community.
What we did today was show the community leaders probably a bit more of an insight into the industry as to what the racing industry has to offer. A lot of people go to the races and of course just see the finished product, but they don't sort of see where the engine room is and how it all begins and, you know, different aspects of it.
This is my first time to see this kind of environment, and I'm living in the city of Casey from last 25 years. But first time drive this way and seeing this facility, it's really amazing, and it's really different environment and different things to see.
I came from farmer's family, and 17 years I'm here, and I haven't seen that sort of environment where the animals are. And horses, they are very close to human. They understand us and they understand our emotions, and they can be very friend.
We've got a wonderful opportunity out here in Southside Racing, not only an enormous population base, but as you say, a very diverse population, something we're quite excited about, you know, presents a lot of opportunities for us. You know, as a club, you know, community is very important to what we do out here at Southside Racing and has been for a number of years.
They look after the horses, the tracks and all the other things, the exercises they do for the horses and the way they keep the horses well and all the other aspects of horse breeding and all those things, yeah.
Race 6 from Cranbourne, gates open and they're away.
I know about race course, but I didn't come here before. I didn't know that they train horses here and how much work they do here, from feeding and cleaning and training them, and it's just amazing to see that. I'm glad I came.
Southside Racing's got a full-time employee, Lovepreet Kerr, whose sole responsibility is to help us engage with a lot wider group of our community. There's wonderful opportunities for racing to spread the great word about racing, to grow the sport. For many years, I think Cranbourne's probably looked after the Cranbourne area very well and Pakenham, the Pakenham area very well, but Southside Racing accepts its challenge and our challenge is to grow the sport throughout the southeast.
Bow Troop at the front, runner is over a length in front.
So we will see the race. Sometimes we put some money on it. To do a little bit of silly side things. But we didn't know what's going behind before that race.
Greg was telling me that 1,200 horses here, and they need people here to work for them, to look after them and to train them or to provide them food or everything. So it's a lot of opportunities for our new generation as well, or for people who don't have work.
It's such a big hive of industry that attracts so many other businesses to it to complement exactly what we do, and it supports the whole community in that way. So it is important that it's probably canvassed and people see that, you know, what goes into it here and what opportunities there are, and they're massive.
We've run a number of open days, just trying to open the doors and break down some barriers that might exist for people to get involved in racing, not only from a social perspective, but also from an employment opportunity. Southside Racing, through an independent study carried out by IER recently, contributes over $300 million annually to the local economy. There's over 2,115 full-time equivalent jobs in the racing industry directly across Southside through Cranbourne and Pakenham. So there is a great opportunity for people to not only get involved socially, but there's career path opportunities.
You had a look at the Riders Wanted sign. Can we tempt you? Do you think you could get on a racehorse one day?
Yes, I can. I have ridden the horses before, and whenever I go back to my country, Fiji. But we don't have the saddles and all those things. We sit on a piece of sack. Sacks, they bring the food in, so you put it on top of the horse's back, and we climb on that one. We don't have a proper saddle.
We want to continue to celebrate our community and to celebrate and embrace our multicultural, diverse nature out here. So, we're very hopeful in March of 2025, time flies, that we'll run a major multicultural festival across 2 days here in the Southside community. So it'll celebrate racing, it'll celebrate our local communities, and it'll put together not just a great racing event, but a great festival across 2 days. One of those days will be a race meeting, and the other day will be a great community opportunity where we'll have dance and music, we'll have different foods and different cultures, and they'll all come together and they'll celebrate what is a great region in the southeast, and that's Casey and Cardinia, where Southside Racing is very fortunate to be front and centre in that community.
I am totally involved in this. I just think this is a great story and one that racing really needs to grasp onto. For the first 120 years of racing, it was very much a white man sport, and then in the 1980s we allowed jockeys and trainers, females, to become involved, and now we're going to broaden it even further and welcome in all communities into racing because horses speak an international language.
Certainly do, Sam, and race clubs really have a responsibility to get an understanding for their local communities and to also engage with them. And I love the work that Southside Racing are doing there, which of course are a huge employer of people, both Pakenham and Cranbourne training centres, and hopefully they can get more people in the local community involved in the sport. Well, both venues at Southside have plenty of Group 1 winning trainers, but recently another name was added to the list, Enver Jusufovic, with his win in the Memsie Stakes with Pinstriped.
Stowe Storage Memsie Stakes, 1,400 metres, they're all in. Signals there, gates open and they're away. So this is the game he wanted to see as they come around the 400-metre bend. Pinstripe running the race of his life, joining in. Pinstripe coming after Mr Brightside, who leads it by a head, digging in deep. Pinstripe's coming after him. Pinstripe, EJ, you've done it! You're a Group 1 star. Pinstripe won it by a neck.
EJ, thanks so much for having us here in your office. A couple of days on from Saturday. Do you feel like a Group 1 winning trainer now?
As time goes on, yeah, I do. It's a shock, and you don't sort of realise perhaps the enormity of it at the time. There's people all over the place yelling, happy. It's not something you can script.
What's going through your mind watching the Memsie?
Worked out perfectly. I was concerned, like in the All-Star Mile, he knuckled at the start. So I just wanted to see a clean break. The way they are positioned there was exactly the way I thought it would be. Initially, I thought I said to Ben, we might kick up and keep Brightside out a little bit longer. But as you can see, Craig's intentions were right from the start to be one out, one back. There he's just travelling. I mean, really, him and Brightside are the ones that you really want to be on. Unfortunately, Pride of Jenny's just struggling to quicken there.
Are you getting excited here?
I am, but it was sort of similar to the PB Lawrence. We still had to go past one of the Hayes horses, so. But he did, and I said to Ben, when you pull him out, make sure you give him a little bit more room this time. I said, when he gets confronted into a scuffle, he won't walk away from it, and he'll make the situation worse. So he did that, and he went fairly straight. always had a plan. Most expensive horse I could probably afford is a weanling. So I ventured out and bought one, Pinstripe, $80,000.
The lead up to Saturday's race was all about Pride of Jenny and Mr Brightside. Did you feel disrespected by that, or were you happy to fly below the radar?
No, I wasn't disrespected at all. I thought it was great marketing. At the end of the day, you've got to prove that you're a Group 1 horse. You've got to earn your spot to be up there. Pride of Jenny and Mr Brightside certainly have.
Pinstripe, EJ, you've done it! You're a Group 1 star. Pinstripe won it by a neck.
It was great, Adam calling the race. A lot of what he said seemed to come from the heart. He's extremely passionate about what he does, and I remember when he first started. So he's come a long way, and I think it was a great opportunity. It was great for racing.
EJ, you've done it. You're a Group 1 star. Where did it come from? Where did it come from?
I just got a great buzz from calling that race. I went into it thinking it was going to be the Pride of Jenny and Mr Brightside, but I prepared for any possible outcome. But I got a great thrill to call EJ's first Group 1 win. I've called his horses many times, especially on Gippsland tracks. I called Pinstripe winning its maiden at Moe. It was great to be there that day, and great to be part of Group 1 history.
I love the fact that EJ dressed up for the interview too. Those footy shorts get a run very regularly. I had him on here by Blinder one day in the studio, and he had the shorts on and he had his St Kilda footy jumper on. He's very proud and passionate, EJ.
He always is happy to throw up his hand for an interview pre-race. He's always there with his horses. They look great on the mounting. They perform well. I love following his team, so good luck to him.
Indeed. Time for a quick break here on Grassroots. Stay with us. Got more to come.
I grew up with horses. My father trained up at Camperdown in the Western District of Victoria, and so I've been involved for as long as I can remember. I think just growing up with the horses was just a love that I had for the animal, and enjoyed the racing component of that with the horses.
Good solid horse. Good solid horse.
I probably fancied myself a bit at the caper when I was younger, but never really got to explore it, and it was something that I just felt was missing in my life, that I wanted to, if I could ever, one day return to it, and luckily enough I've been able to. She was a horse that didn't go through the sales. I don't think she was deemed suitable for the sale process. I just loved her presence. As soon as I saw her, she just stood out to my eye. I just fell in love. It was literally love at first sight as soon as I saw her.
Viscardenic coming at 0-2 good, 0-2 good hanging on. 0-2 good is just that.
Just the culmination of everything that I set out to try and achieve, and to be able to do that with her first start in such a big race as the Future Star Maiden Series was just a dream come true. We call her the fairy tale horse because that's seriously what the journey's been. I said after she won her first race that there was nothing more that she could do as far as in my eye. I felt that I'd climbed that mountain and achieved what I'd set out to do. So anything from that first win has just been an absolute bonus.
0-2 good went for home. 200 metres to go. Put up 2 lengths on High Arm Proud, and then came Mo down on the outside. But it's 0-2 good clear. Aptly named. 0-2 good won the last.
It's not lost on me that this is not something that can normally just happen. I'm the oldest rookie trainer probably in Australia with one horse. So to be able to get her into such a big race is something that I really appreciate. My heart probably really is still in the country, and to be part of the Melbourne Cup Country Series is just an absolute pleasure to be involved.
We've got a tremendous bond. She's not ever been the easiest of horses. She doesn't particularly like too many other people or horses, but she does seem to respond well with me. You ready to come off, G? Okay. I definitely think she's capable of winning it, and there's just a tremendous passion and love for her, and for her to be happy and enjoying and healthy, and hopefully we get her in that space, and if we do, she will definitely take a hell of a lot of beating. It's going to be a very big month. My youngest daughter Amber's getting married on the 30th of November, and so we're very excited about that. So hopefully it's going to be a very big month for the Daffy family.
Sam, she's a very exciting mare. I don't think we've seen the best of her yet. Kev's done a great job with her. She's likely raced for a 5-year-old, and hopefully she can have a long and successful career. But yeah, watch this space with her.
Great pedigree in racing as well. His father, Jeff, trained many winners in the Western District, often with nifty Neville Wilson. They were very formidable. The colours, I think, were white with the green shamrock, green sleeves, yellow cap. Won many races, including 6 Camperdown Cups, where the family is from. So a great heritage in racing.
Oh, for sure. And he's only got the one horse at the moment, but you never know. There might be a few others entering the door before too long.
Mitch Leake is a young trainer on the way up, and also, well, you don't want to throw hands at him.
Hi, I'm Mitch Leake. I'm a racehorse trainer out of Pakenham. The mornings start pretty bright and early at the moment. They're sort of 3:30, 4 o'clock starts. I'm very nearer to 5, but look, it's one of those things. You got to get up when you got to get up, and the horses don't wait for you. We had some swimming this morning. We had a few going out, just having a bit of slow work. So that's sort of where we kick off of the morning down here. Training racehorses is not all I do. I'm also the current Australasian middleweight champion. Started with the football, and look, I was pretty passionate about that. Dad said I'm going to play seniors when I was younger. I need to learn how to fight because I get picked up and thrown over the fence, but I pretty quickly learned how to do that. Just did it for a little bit of fitness and got back into it, and then I actually had an amateur fight and it sort of sparked my interest right back into it again, and then it all kicked off about 5 years ago now. We're 9-0 now, so that's coming right along. We're number 4 in Australia, so that's pretty exciting and puts me in a really good spot for some big fights this year. The next 5 years, we're really pushing it. We're going to take some big fights. We're going to take some probably big risks coming with that, but we're hopefully getting world ranked and look at trying to get a world title eventually. That's the aim and the goal in boxing. If you really want to get at it, it's not a sport you do as a hobby, because it is quite dangerous and you can get hurt in it. I've never parachuted, but I reckon it'd be nearly similar. It is incredible. It's a phenomenal sport. Everyone gets around. There's a couple thousand people in the Melbourne Pavilion there. It's an amazing feeling. A lot of people don't ever understand how good it is. Tell you what, it's a once in a lifetime adrenaline. They accommodate one another beautifully. They're a break for one another. The horses are a break from the boxing, and the boxing is a break from the horses. They're a good distraction, a good break for one another, so it's a perfect balance. At the end of the day, horses are professional athletes as well as we are. We get to look at the horses' diet side of things, and that's one thing I love, is looking at their diet, what they're eating, how they're looking, their vitamins, supplements. It's much the same as me. I know I need to keep my vitamins and good feed up to perform at my best, so there's no difference to them. I think winning a big race would be nearly more exciting than winning some fights, but winning a fight, it's hard to beat. You got a couple thousand people in there going mad. The thrill of winning a race, I think it's one of those things, you're looking at a horse and you've done a lot of work with an animal, so they're very similar, but I wouldn't want to have to choose between them. I nearly gave the sport away after the amateurs. After I did about 12 months, but nearly gave it away, and Dad packed me up and took me to Queensland, and we trained with Jeff Horn coming to his Manny Pacquiao fight, and I got to get in the ring with him, and I think that's where I caught the bug. We're probably looking at a title defence first up of my Australasian title, and I think maybe the Victorian title. That'll be May 4th. It's going to be a massive fight.
Here's a question without notice, Mitchie. If you could put someone in the ring from the racing industry, who would you like to get in there and do a round with?
Oh, look, I'd probably chuck Benny Allen in there. He thinks he's a notorious young calf. I don't know about that. I reckon he could curl up pretty quick.
I don't know about you, Sam, but I reckon Benny Allen would last longer than me in the ring.
I don't know, you might, little known fact, I used to do a little bit of boxing myself. The southpaw from Strathmore I used to fight under.
Oh, there you go.
I had a glass jaw. I was no good at it whatsoever, but it was great fun and a super way to get fit. And Mitch, sparring with Jeff Horn, which puts him, very close to people like Manny Pacquiao. It's a great career, and we wish him all the best for the future as well. We're going to take a quick break here on Grassroots. On the other side, Mickey D, he's flying high. A thoroughbred has approximately 700 muscles in its body. A helicopter can have somewhere between 100 and 1,000 moving parts depending on the model. Mickey D's pretty good at handling both.
It was a few years ago now. I just had the idea in my head and always was kind of fascinated with how helicopters operated. Yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. It took a lot longer than I thought and would have liked, just because I was obviously focused on riding, and it's hard to get lessons in and riding at the same time, so it took a lot longer, but yeah, we're here now. Rabbit Tower, Helicopter Hotel Foxtrot November is shortly taxiing to the Southern Apron.
Hotel Foxtrot November Tower.
Yeah, so we're here at Moorabbin Airport, and we took off, headed towards the coast, west, and went up the coast towards the city. Hotel Foxtrot November is at the Southern Apron, ready for a departure to Cerberus with information Sierra.
Hotel Foxtrot November Tower traffic is the Cherokee just becoming airborne. They're going to be on climb departing off the downwind leg. Southern Apron will put airborne, make right turn.
Copy traffic, Southern Apron become airborne, make left turn, Hotel Foxtrot November.
Mickey, tell us where we're flying to today, mate.
We've just come out from Moorabbin and headed straight towards the coast. We're currently tracking north, currently going 100 knots and 700 feet just below.
As far as conditions are today, to a novice like me, they look pretty good for a flight, don't they?
Yeah, conditions are ideal. There is a 10 to 12 knot wind, but yeah, apart from conditions, as conditions go, it's yeah, ideal. I got my licence just after the end of Spring Carnival. I gained my licence. Yeah, so I got a private licence, so basically I can do anything I want pretty much, provided I have permission. Yeah, I've had my first time flying to the races the other day, and sort of my heart was sort of pumping flying there, and then you get on the horse and your heart's pumping again. Yeah, probably more comfortable on a horse at this stage. It's just something different and gives me something outside of racing, but also can use it at the same time.
These readings in front of you, Mickey, which ones are those that you're keeping the closest eye on, and what do they tell you?
Oh, keeping an eye on all of them. So this is how much power we're using, and with quite a bit of weight on board, we're pulling a little bit of power.
Do you get frustrated these days in traffic, Mickey?
I still do, especially when I'm driving.
You get a good look at the heap track from here, mate. What do you think of it?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's not too bad to ride on. Probably the fascination of how they actually fly, and being able to learn that and being able to do that now. And then obviously, yeah, flying around and just getting good views. It's certainly a different perspective from above. You see everything, but you miss so many things, and just because it's such a good view from above. Oh, bit rough. We survived anyway, we're back on the ground.
Well, there you go, man of many talents. We might have to become best buddies with him and get a lift to the racetrack when he's
No, white knuckles. I don't like flying at all, and I've got nothing against Mickey D. I'm sure he's a professional in everything he touches, but I ain't going up in a helicopter.
No. What it does show is it's great for jockeys to have another outlet.
Yes.
Many of them play golf. Foley, of course, love the surf. And Mickey D's, learned how to fly a chopper, and he's got his commercial licence, private licence, operator's licence. So,
well played to him.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's an achievement.
Before we go, I just do want to highlight some of the work of our camera people and editors and producers in creating all these stories. You and I get to stand here and chat about them, and we enjoy them, and I hope everyone at home does. But great work by our team behind the scenes to bring you these stories. They are well done, and we really appreciate all your efforts.
And there's still plenty more stories to tell, and we might tackle a few of them next week on Grassroots.
Here's a beautiful horse and he is lovely and relaxed. It's a great sign.